Happy Sunday, folks. This week we're going to take a look at the Grayson County Frontier Village. It's a small part of a little bit larger park in Denison, Texas. And it's a collection of period buildings, all from log cabins and town type buildings to wood sided houses and a couple of relatively large ones, as well as farmhouses and farm implements, that's laid out sort of like you might expect to see a small frontier village to be in the mid to late 1800s in North Texas. Take a look. Hope you enjoy. I'm at the Grayson County Frontier Village in Denison. It's a neat little park. A couple of interesting things about it, one of which is that you can actually tour on a walking tour and go into some of these homes, some of these houses. They're furnished as if they were from the 1880s, 1890s, turn of the century. And you can walk around. There's no ropes, there's no plexiglass, that type of thing. Now, that's only in a few of the halls, but you can actually go in. I wouldn't recommend like picking stuff up and playing with it, but you can get up real close, unlike a lot of the other places I've seen. Another thing to note, this is the Bradley Bodkin cabin behind me here. At one point, there was a man, his wife, and 14 kids in this one-room cabin. And I'm going to walk over here to the side, just so you don't think, well, it must be awful deep. No, it's not. Take a look, folks. One-room cabin, 14 kids and their parents. That's really tight, folks. One of the construction methods that I've sort of always been fascinated about from the time of the Old West is what's called the dog trot house or dog run house. In the Grayson County Pioneer Village, they have a great example of one. It's behind me now. What makes these unique, as you can see, it's essentially two structures with an open breezeway between them. It allowed you to not only get ventilation, again, folks, we're in Texas, it gets hot here, but also gives you shelter from storms and allows you to do both at the same time because you got this wonderful breezeway in between. Here's an example of what I was talking about. I just unlocked the door to walk into the courthouse and just waltz right in. Kind of interesting. Sorry about the noise. They have a dehumidifier going on here. Can't say that I blame them. Some of this old stuff needs protection. This house that I'm in now, it's another one that you can walk through, is one of the first milled wood houses built in Grayson County, as far as they can decide. It's simply a two-room house. It almost looks like a dog trot that's been filled in. The ceiling is obviously not from the period, and there's a reason for that. At some point during this house's life, there was a cholera epidemic that killed a lot of people in the Grayson County area. The ceiling boards in this house were taken down to make coffins out of. You think food trucks are a new thing? This cook shack was built in 1921 to feed farmhands working in the field. The Grayson County Frontier Village is part of a larger city park
Loy Park, or Loy Lake Park, which is actually a CCC park. You recognize some of the architecture here, just like some of the state parks that we've been to. This was built in the 30s, some of the pieces. You see the house up here ahead is a partially built tower that was built by the CCC. These were done by workers that came in from Minnesota. And an interesting piece of that is that, stop here just a moment so you can see the tower, is that several of the workers that had come down from Minnesota, when they were done with their 6-month stint, they left to go back home. And even though it wasn't normal to do so, the folks in Grayson County hired locals to come in and finish the work. And you can see like picnic tables and other things that were built during that period.
So there you go, folks. A look at the Grayson County Frontier Village. Interesting place, cool place. And they also have a very nice visitor center there too. I didn't get a lot of pictures inside, but I had a chance to stop and chat with the folks that run the place. Very knowledgeable, not only of Grayson County and its history, but also that of Texas. And one other thing to note, like a lot of these smaller museums, these small town museums, they are struggling. The economic downturn of the last few years really hit them hard. If you think about it, if you're having trouble putting food on the table and maybe you're looking for a job, got to think the last thing that you really are thinking about doing is going out on vacations, and even at that, might be the last thing that you really want to do is go spend time in a museum. Now they're telling me that they're doing a lot better now. That as the economy comes up, people are going, but it's such a shame that that some of this history may be lost. I highly recommend, if you're in an area, if you're traveling, take a few minutes, pull up Google, look and see what's available in the area where you are, a museum or a history center or anything like that. Go spend some time and drop $1 or $2 in the donation jar, or buy a magnet or buy a t-shirt or something along those lines. Anyway, thanks a lot, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Later.